Hi, I'm Conner Olsen. I'm an agent with the Moorhead Team at Keller Williams in Austin, and I bought this duplex last year, and I live in one side, I rent out the other side, and I'm living for free. So I bought this duplex in November of 2020. I put I put an offer at 435. It was listed at 450. The property had been on the market for 40 days, which is a long time, especially in late 2020, and we didn't really know why it was on the market for so long. But we put in an offer under asking, and we got the offer accepted, and then ultimately closed in November 2020. So since then, we've made a couple updates. You can see on the outside we got fresh paint. It was a kind of gross yellow beforehand, and then we made some updates on side A, which is the side we live on, and then we just did a couple minor updates on side B, which is the Airbnb, and I'm gonna show you that right now. So let's go. So this is side A. This is where we live. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, which is perfect size because it's me, my wife, and we have a newborn baby. So we have a bedroom, the baby gets a bedroom, and then we have an office. So really, 3 beds, 2 baths works perfect for us, and it's definitely possible to house hack with a family. So it's working for us, and definitely need the 3 bedroom, but we can make it work. So this side's the Airbnb. So as you come in, this is the living room. Um, as with all Airbnbs, you typically have to furnish a property. So we came in and we got some couches, some chairs, and put up some artwork, just kind of make the place feel nice and cozy. So on this unit, all we did was just paint the walls, the ceiling, and then the cabinets, and that was all we did. On side A, we did a lot more updates because we were living on that side. We had a baby coming. We wanted to be fresh and clean. We didn't want mold under the sinks or anything like that. So we did a much more in-depth rehab on that side. So as you come over here, this property was updated probably in the 2010 range by the previous owner. He put in new countertops, some new appliances, and just kind of updated the place. He redid some floors. These are tile floors, which are pretty nice, nicer than we had on our side. So it didn't need a lot of updating. It just needed to feel fresh and just get like the holes out of the walls and get some paint on there, and it looked good. So as you come over here, here's a little breakfast nook. And then we have a sliding glass door that'll take you outside. And then we're gonna go back to the bedrooms, then we'll circle back to the kitchen. So here we have our linens all set up for Airbnbs. You have to have extra towels for everyone. You have your hand towels, makeup towels, bath mats. You really just need a lot of more products than you do, obviously, for a long-term rental because you don't furnish anything. So there's a big long checklist that you need that you might not think about, but if you look online, there's tons of information about what products you should have and how to keep your place stocked well. So as you come in here, this is our first bedroom. Pretty standard. We have bed, nightstands, dresser. This bed is actually the first thing we had to replace. Our first tenants were in here and they broke the bed frame. Surprisingly, yeah, we ordered it off Overstock, and it was a wood bed frame, and somehow the wood bed frame just broke right around here. It just snapped. So we ended up going to the local mattress store and we got a wire frame that'll last longer. So this is the bedroom, and then we have a closet in here with plenty of space. We have some things like coat hangers and stuff to, allow the people to hang up their clothes. Also, one thing that's a little different about our Airbnb in Austin is that it is a monthly rental. So in Austin, they have laws for short-term rentals or things where you rent for 30 days or less. So if you go 30 days or more, you're fine. But actually 29 days or less, it's considered short-term rental. You need to have a permit and you need to pay a hotel occupancy fee, which is 11%. So if you charge it for a nightly rate, you get more money, right? So you get people who are coming in for the weekend, people coming for ACL, South by Southwest, people just driving through, they want to come for a bachelorette party, things like that. So if you rent it for a short-term rental, you make the most amount of money, but it's also the most amount of work. You have to turn the property over every time someone comes and goes. You have to have it cleaned. You have to do all the linens. You have to wash everything. You have to put things on. Basically, you have to do a deep clean of the property. So it's expensive and time consuming. Now, the guests typically pay the cleaning fees, which is great, but it's just like things get worn out easier. You have to have extra costs associated with that. So we have a monthly rental, so we have a minimum of 30 days or longer, and people typically stay around 45 days with us. And so the property attracts many different kinds of people. There's probably 3 or 4 different categories. One is people who are moving to Austin who need to buy a house. The housing market is pretty crazy right now, so it takes a while to buy a house. So they might come here, they might be putting in offers for 6 months before they actually get a house under contract. So that's one type of buyer, one type of renter we have coming in. Another type is people who are coming and their house is being built, or maybe their house is being renovated, they need a place to stay. So those kinds of people are coming to our property as well. The third type of person is people who are now work from home. So if you're working from home and you just want to try out a new city for a month, so we get those kinds of people, which is really nice. And then the fourth kind of people is they are just traveling around and they're just trying out different cities, things like that. So the third and fourth categories are kind of similar, but our main drivers are families who are moving to Austin that just want to get to know the area first. So that's our 4 types of customers that we market to. So that's it for this bedroom. We're gonna come through here and we're gonna go into the second bedroom. In here we have a desk and then just your typical bed setup. Because we do market to people who are working from home, we need to make sure that we have a desk, a chair, and then great internet. So we pay for the upgraded internet service, and I made sure that at this location we get around 150 megabits per second download speed. So you gotta be able to handle a lot of, Zoom calls, things like that. You don't want any complaints about your internet speed. So it's a little more expensive. It's like $15 to $20 more a month, but it's totally worth it to be able to cater to that specific customer. So that's this bedroom, and to your left there's a bathroom. Pretty standard bathroom. One thing that is nice that we've got tips from is makeup towels. When people come in and they just see white towels everywhere, they rub their makeup off and then it stains your towels. Then you got to replace your towels. But if it's black, it's great. You don't really have to replace them as much. So yeah, just your typical bathroom. It's a 2-bed, 1 bath. So we mostly get couples or small families with like 1 or 2 kids. So that's kind of the market we're going for. So that's the bathroom. And then we're gonna head out here and we're gonna go to the kitchen. So this is the kitchen. Some things you might not think about when you're setting up an Airbnb are all the small things that go into a kitchen. You have knife sets, you have coffee makers, toasters, water boilers, all your pots and pans, you have dishes, you have cutlery. There's tons of stuff everywhere. We also supply salt, pepper, and olive oil in cooking spray. Just kind of the basics. We don't really supply a lot of other things, but if you're gonna be living someplace for a month, you want to be able to make whatever food you want. You're not just there for 2 nights and you're gonna go out to eat both nights. You wanna have it feel like a home. So that's definitely important. In this, you definitely want to look up a list because there are many things that you could totally forget, and a lot of people just have different preferences. Like we forgot mixing bowls, so people want to make cookies with their kids, they couldn't, we needed the mixing bowls. So we're going to go through here. This is our garage. We had to supply a washer and dryer for the unit. Our garage is on the other side of this wall. We passed that as we walked in. So they can do their own laundry. It's a big perk if you're staying somewhere for a month that you don't have to go to a laundromat. So that's something that I would definitely look for in an Airbnb. We also have like an actual, they can store a car in here. It's big enough garage for them. We haven't had anyone do that yet, but it's a perk that maybe someone will use in the future, but definitely not a deal breaker. In terms of products supplying, you have like your laundry detergent, and then your fabric softener, and then your dryer sheets. We supply around 5 days worth of products. So we say 5 days worth of toilet paper, paper towels, laundry detergent. We give them the pods. We give them 5 pods or so. Dishwasher detergent. Everything after that is on them. And if you're staying somewhere for a month, you're gonna be going to the grocery store, so it's not that big of a deal to just pick up the stuff as you go. So that's another perk of monthly rentals versus short-term rentals is monthly, a lot of the things are on the guests, whereas short-term, a lot of them is gonna be on the host. So that's definitely a perk in how we've managed that. We're gonna head back out right there. We're gonna go outside. So this is our backyard, and it's a very large backyard, as you can tell. And it's been really great because we allow pets, and a lot of places don't allow pets because they're harder on your property, and they just don't want to deal with it. But we have such a large backyard, we thought we'll allow pets. We charge an extra $100 pet deposit that is non-refundable. So no matter what, we get $100, and then maybe, you know, every 3 or 4 pets we have to replace something, but we haven't had to do that yet, so it's working out well for us. So yeah, the backyard has attracted families, and it's also attracted people with pets because there's not that much supply of people renting out their space with that allow pets. And there's a big market. There's a lot of people who travel with their dogs and with their kids, so that's definitely a perk. So yeah, that's our Airbnb. In terms of rent, when we bought the property, this side was renting as a long-term rental for $1,200 a month. Now on Airbnb, we are hitting a max of $2,700 a month. Now our mortgage is $2,150, so that means we are making $600 a month on this Airbnb itself. And there are more expenses, obviously. We have to pay for utilities, electricity, Wi-Fi, things like that, but we're still cash flowing positive. And I think medium-term rentals or 30+ day rentals on Airbnb is definitely a great way to go if you want a house hack in Austin. Thanks, guys.